Always up Baggies fans, football fans and sports fans. What a performance from West Bromwich Albion at the Bet365 Stadium. Coming away 1-0 winners, clean sheet, beating an unbeaten Stoke City side that were very, very dangerous coming into the game. And I am here to break it all down. Sending a statement, defensive steel and togetherness. It was a fantastic display. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe. We have hit over 600 subscribers. Thank you very much. We are on our way to 700 now, and obviously the 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year is the goal. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification. Obviously, it's International Week, so obviously videos will be turning to more like the iconic Wednesdays rather than any match day specifics. International break also means the closing of the transfer window. So we'll be doing a little bit of a debrief on all of our transfers. Obviously, at the moment of recording on Sunday night, there's no new news, but I reckon we'll be a very busy team on Monday. So make sure you subscribe for that one. We're aiming for 30 likes on this video, and let's get straight into it. Talk about, well, I mean, the goal really, the early moment in the game, 14 minutes in, Nat Phillips, the ball drop into his feet after a terrible mistake by, as I mentioned previously in another video, possibly one of the better keepers in the league, Johansson, dropped it at Phillips' feet and almost like a striker's instinct, just put it into the back of the net, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think from that moment on, it was more about our defensive steelness. Obviously, we did get a couple of other chances to score. Wallace off a corner, and there was a few other chances in the game. But it was really a performance about our defence, and two players stood out for me. Campbell at right back, you know, first game coming in against a very, very good winger in Sorba Thomas, and Phillips at centre back. The man heads absolutely everything. Anything coming into the box, whether it's an attacking corner or a defensive corner, he heads it. He's everywhere. Mepham as well, shout out to him. What a Rolls Royce looking player he is. Obviously, as he grows and learns Phillips' game, I think those two together will be absolutely fantastic. A little bit worried about Styles. Obviously, he did have a very, very good game, but he did give Stoke the chances to get back into the game. Obviously, the cross that come in that Griffith saved was on his side, and then when they hit the post again, that come from their flank as well. So it's very, very much looking like we need to replace a left back, and there is rumours of signing a left back on loan. That might be done by this time this video goes out. That'd be a great, great signing for us. So, but yeah, I think that what really stood out from the game to me was our defensive back line. Solid, strong, resolute, composed in every moment. They were fantastic. And again, as I say, Campbell, Sorba Thomas had to switch over flanks and go over to Styles' flank, and he did get a bit more joy there because Campbell just had him absolutely pocketed all game. And it's a fantastic thing to see that, we've been able to move on Furlong, bring in a young right back in Gilchrist, then being able to play Campbell there, which means to me, I don't think we need to look at bringing in another right back. We've got our two right backs now. That is fantastic. Let's move over to getting a couple more players. Now, Stoke are a very, very good team, and I do believe they'll be up and around, the top half of the table. We've got a very good manager in Mark Robbins. They're a very, very tough team to beat. And I think they will grab some goals. Obviously, I think we must have targeted Johansson coming out for corners because that's how they scored a couple of their goals previously, catching it from a corner and breaking. So we must have tried to target that, and and it worked for us in that 14th minute. And to put the B on the bonnet, it was a Stoke player that made him drop the ball. All Albion players were away from him. We tried to run through 2 or 3 Stoke players and dropped it. So although Stoke did push forward, as I said, striking the post and creating a few other hairy, scary moments, I think if they would have scored from Styles' mistake, I think it'd have been very unjust. We looked very solid at the back, and really they resorted to just trying to pump the ball into the box, and that's never going to work when you've got the likes of Phillips and Mepham at the back. So those two were absolutely fantastic. Tough choice for me on the man of the match in this one. As much as I think Campbell did an absolutely fantastic job at pocketing Sorba Thomas and blocking that very, very good chance that they had, I've got to give it to Phillips. Phillips was absolutely everywhere. Obviously scoring the goal as well, headering everything out. He's the sort of probably leader that we've been lacking in that back line for a long, long time, and somebody that was not afraid to throw in a tackle and work and almost put his body everywhere. Now, obviously, we've had to replace a lot of centre backs this season, and going into the year, we were a bit worried about who we were bringing in. But I have to say, hats off to Nesta, Patel, and Mason for bringing in the players that they wanted to bring in and gel them. Do I think we'll be switching to a back three sometime? Potentially. It looks like we might be playing Gilchrist as a right wing back, and then I can see Campbell, Phillips and Mepham being centre back three and then signing a new left wing back. I can see that happening. And if that does happen, it'll be interesting to see. But at the moment, why change an unbeaten team? Second in the table, into the international break. Up next, obviously, we've got Derby. We all know what's going to happen against Derby. It's just one of those things. They've got a voodoo curse on us, and it's just who knows. I hope we can break it and hope we beat them. But knowing Derby, well, they're just going to beat us. But I think the big thing really to look at in this game for me was the team spirit and the togetherness. Obviously, fighting for everything, pushing for every ball, almost standing up for each other as well. When a player, got pushed over, another player would come in and stand up for him. And that's really what I think we've been lacking in the last few years, that team togetherness. Right at the end of the game, we show it as well when they come over to the away fans, were clapping, standing there. And I think we've been missing that for a long, long time. It does feel like we're almost one unit again, almost under the Bilic era in the Championship when we were one unit together. And I think this is starting to feel a lot like that again. Mason in charge, you know, clearly he's winning over the fans already, which is absolutely fantastic. He's young, he's hungry, and there is that togetherness about everybody, which is absolutely fantastic. As the clock ticked down, Stoke did turn up that pressure, but as I say, that defensive line just held firm. And in the final whistle, that togetherness, the lads come over, celebrating as one. It's emotional moments that mean everything. And when the team and supporters can connect in victory, it is crucial for us. And I think, they realise that in the tough games, we're going to be behind them, pushing them, and we're going to be that 12th man for them. And I do think that is going to help us. Obviously, some of our forward play as well was absolutely fantastic. Heggie Bell up front again. He's just non-stop running. He gets kicked up in the air. He gets pulled back. He gets thrown to the ground. He just gets up and gets on with it, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. Johnston was electric on the left again. Nearly scored a goal catching Johansson out on the line. It was just a fantastic performance. Wallace again, I don't think he can last the 90, but he did put a shift in for us. Price was a little bit out of the game, but are they putting 2 or 3 players on him, allowing other players to have, a bit of joy? Who knows? But I think Price is starting to get, doubled up on, and it'd be a shame if that causes him to drop a bit in form. As I mentioned, obviously this is international break now. After that, we've got Derby County. It'll be another tough battle for us tactically and mentally. Obviously, getting over that mentality of we haven't beaten Derby in a long, long time. So hopefully the lads can get over that and really focus on pushing us forward. It was a fantastic scalp for us to win anyway. I was really worried going into the game. Stoke, obviously, we're 3-0. They were absolutely flying at the top of the table. And really, really, we should have been the ones worried. But it looked like in the game that, we were just not bothered about them at all, and it was fantastic to see. I do say Stoke are going to be in and around, the top half of the table. They're a very good team. They got a very good manager, but it was fantastic to see the Albion get that 1-0, get the 3 points, and come out of the ground. Really, when a lot of us were worrying because we'd lost Furlong, Fellows, and a lot of Albion fans were worrying about the game. But we look strong. We look fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the season. Albeit the Derby game, so if you do see me, come over and say hello. Try and get in the video if you want to be in the video. It'd be fantastic to get as many as you in as possible. And onwards and upwards for the Baggies. Obviously, international break, as I say, videos are going to be a bit different, so make sure you stay subscribed for them. And I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye-bye, guys.